This is Elizabeth from Psychology for Geeks. Thank you so much for joining us today on a new episode of A Pinch of Everything. And today we are going to be talking about Impel Down. And let me just tell you,
Let's go!
No, David, this is my time, okay? I need to...
No, it's me, your boy, David. Let's start. 3, 2, 1, boom.
No. Okay, let me just complain
Damn.
about you. Don't cut this.
I've never done anything wrong except that one time, just to keep me humble.
Listen. I finished reading it and I was like, David, let's go. We need to ASAP, record this because I need to keep reading to see what's gonna happen. And David was like, but I have to go to work and then I have to do other stuff and then I forgot.
Oh, I'm sorry that I'm an adult, I guess. Listen, I don't like going to work as much as literally anyone else. That's it. That's my entire defense.
Yeah, but this is something you can look forward to when you come back from work or something.
I come back at 9. I am tired, ma'am.
We could have always done it before you went to work, but you were like, I don't want it. No. Blah, blah,
Hey,
blah, blah,
that
blah.
shit stresses me out. I don't know why, but it does, okay?
Fine. Anyway, point being is that we're finally getting to it. It's been a couple of weeks for us in between recordings. Maybe I am hoping because David and I now
Don't tell
have...
them all our secrets.
So our address is 123. I'm just kidding. Wait, now we actually have rooms, not a recording studio. We're not that fancy because we're poor. But hopefully the sound quality is a lot better this time around because we are more in enclosed spaces. So that's the hope. Anyway,
yeah, and we're in separate rooms of our compound. That's right. We don't live in a house. We live in a compound.
A compound. Okay. That makes it sound like we're part of some sort of cult or something. We're not part of a cult. We don't do cultish things.
We have an underground base. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool? That would be so cool if we did.
Oh my god, that would be so sick.
It would, we can make it a huge one where part of it is a game room, and then part of it is a recording studio, and then another part of it is just I don't know, a nap room for movies or something, and then another part is just a library where I can go and read. Oh, that would be so awesome. If you did have an underground basement or whatever, what would you put in it? Or what would you make it be? I wasn't asking you, David. I was asking people that listen to us because I want to know. Give me some ideas.
How dare you not take my answer into consideration?
Because we basically have the same brain cell, David. Okay, fine. Answer. What would you put in your basement thing?
I would put in a giant place where I can just throw myself all over the place. It's gonna need to have padding all over the walls. The floor should be made out of trampolines.
That would be so cool.
Awesome.
See? Same brain cell.
Right? That's
Same
how
brain
I would
cell.
exercise. Hey, I came up with the idea. You had none of the idea.
Yeah, but
My idea, big brain.
My point is that we share the same brain cells. So whatever you want to put in your basement, I will be so down for it. That's my thing. And I will also like that in my basement as well. I don't know how we came up with this idea, but I thought it would be funny and fun to do. And David had to go and make it all complicated. So essentially,
What do you mean me?
It was you. I wanted to study, and you were like, "No, you can't study." Anyway, point being is,
This would be funny.
so David is going to basically be quizzing me on the names of the One Piece characters that we have already come across, because in the last episode I totally confused two of the characters, and we spent just 5 minutes just trying to figure out who I was talking about, and I kept getting myself confused. No, it wasn't even two characters, it was 3 different characters, because I was thinking about the live action as well. And then 2 of the characters from the What's the spooky arc called again? What is it called?
Little bark,
Yeah. And
thriller bark.
no, yeah, I said yeah. And yeah,
Oh,
so I think I've established from the beginning that I'm not very good at names, and I think this is an incentive because I got better because I had trouble remembering sometimes Usopp's name or oh my gosh,
that guy.
oh no. Oh
Name that guy.
no. Okay, so David just sent me a picture of the character he wants me to guess. And then so I we're going to do it like at several different points. David, can you keep track or did you want me to keep track of the points?
You keep track because I don't have anything to write stuff down on,
Okay.
which is ironic because this is my desk.
Yeah, but it's like a gaming desk. I don't think you need something to write with when you're playing games, do you?
Nope.
Exactly. Anyway, okay, so I have a chance to get extra points if I can guess like the arc where this character was sort of like heavily involved, and in
This is
addition,
correct.
yeah, in addition to the point that I would get if I can guess the name. And David is gonna put the pictures of the characters up for you guys. I don't. Okay, hold on. I'm not like, I guess we're just going to go on the honor system because this time David can't check if I'm Googling, but I'm not going to Google it. But I remember this character. Okay, I don't quite remember the name, but is his power to be able to munch on anything?
Yep.
Okay, yes, okay. Oh no. I don't know. He was, I know he was like at the very beginning. And I was like so happy for this character because when he hit rock bottom, he started making toys for the kiddos. And then I was like, yo, why don't he just like eat all the scraps and like things that people don't want? And I had a massive idea of how we could use his power for like good or whatever. But then he became like this huge businessman. And then like he became evil again. And I was like, bro.
Some say he was always evil.
I guess he was doing some good things for a while for the kiddos.
You have
Bro,
like 2 seconds.
I don't know. I forgot his
You
name.
can do it.
I just
Come on.
remember. I remember
believe.
him. What?
I believe.
That I'm not gonna get it? Yeah, you're right. Nah, brah. Like that one. He was such a long time ago for me now. Like I can't remember what his name is. What's his name?
Wapple.
Ugh, fuck. Okay, yeah, like
Yep.
yeah, there was no way. I mean, I remember him as a character. Does that count? Do I get like a 0.5 of a point?
No.
Fine.
The deal was Ark, which was Chopper's Ark in Drum Island, and his name. That's the only way you can get points.
That's the only way you get points. Fine. What's the next one?
Next one?
Yeah.
It's this guy. This is a guaranteed pity thing.
Is it Sanji?
I swear if you don't get it.
Oh,
You literally just met him. What do you mean? Oh.
I know. I like totally remember. I mean, he's from Impel Down, right? Point for me.
Yeah,
Yay. Okay.
So that's a single point. That is a pity point. What's the other pity point?
Hold on. He is warden, right? He's the warden.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on. You can do this.
This is sad. No, I'm blanking, bro. I remember his powers are dumb and I want to complain about them in just a little bit, but I can't remember his name. Yeah, bro, no.
So you give up?
Yeah.
His name is Magellan.
He's one of the few characters that actually has like a name for a name, and I couldn't even remember that.
Yeah.
This is sad. Oh
Yep.
no.
Magellan.
I have a point though. I guess the arc. Yay.
You have one singular point? Yeah, one point.
Out of like 4. Shut up.
Let's pause it for now and then continue later on.
All right, fine. Because this is just sad. I'm just so
Because at this
bad.
point, you're gonna get like a deficit or something.
No, listen. I am patting myself in the back right now, literally, because I actually remember who they were. Like, not necessarily their names, but I remember they were like One Piece characters and like some of their stories and stuff, you know?
Well, you best remember their One Piece characters, considering that this is the game.
Well, oh, that's true. Oh, I guess you could have like snuck in like characters that kind of look like One Piece, and I probably wouldn't know. Anyway, point being,
Yeah, you
next.
might.
um, all right, so we can go ahead and get started on my notes. And like I said, it's been a couple of weeks for me, so I might not remember anything of what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna read my notes and see what happens. Oh yeah, okay. So this is where I was kind of like, okay, why is Buggy wanting to find Captain John's treasure? Like, and also, who is Captain John? Because this wasn't a character that was introduced at all. This is like the first time he's been mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't.
Captain John is just something that Buggy wants to find. Like, he's just a character that exists. And to build more lore out of the world, I think Oda just decided, Buggy's gonna try to find a treasure from insert Captain here. And that's pretty much it.
Well, you know how eventually we figure out, or well, by this point we already know, right? That Buggy and Shanks were part of the crew for Goldie Roger, right? So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I get this. So I was like, oh, maybe like Buggy has some sort of like something with like story with like Captain John. That's why he's been mentioned, or like that's why, or like he wants something that's specifically Captain John's. So I was just kind of wondering about that, because like every single character up here like seems to have like like a bunch of storyline, like background information that we don't know, and like eventually we find out, you know. So I am like, at this point I'm just assuming there's like a bunch of information I have yet to find out.
Dude, sometimes it does feel like that. But this is one of the times that, nah. It's just an old pirate who had a lot of treasure a long time ago. That's it.
Buggy's problem is Buggy kind of like, well, you know, the One Piece is like way too far fetched, but I can probably find Captain John's treasure. Like that's doable.
Yeah, Captain John, we know that he stole a bunch of shit and hid it somewhere. I think this is also a reference to a real life person,
Oh yeah.
but I don't know who. Yeah, but like I said, I
Hey,
don't know.
hey, I'm gonna take a guess. A pirate.
I think you're on to something.
Wait. Okay, before we go on, I want to tell this really cute story about my mom. So, by the time that this episode comes out, we would have already published the live action, like our reactions to the live action One Piece. And so I loved it so much that I thought, hey, this is totally something we can get my parents to watch, right? Especially if I said that Iñaki was like Mexican, like that would totally get my dad on board, right? And my mom is like kind of cool, where she's like really interested in like things. So as long as, you know, it's sort of like explaining not too weird, she's kind of like on it. And then so I watched it with them in Spanish, which is great. Because I was kind of sad that Avatar: The Last Airbender is not in Spanish for some reason. It's out for so long, but it's not dubbed in Spanish. What is this? The 19th century?
What?
Anyway.
That's whack.
Yeah, so I watched it with my parents, right? And then we finished watching it, and like towards the end, my mom was like, okay, so what's the One Piece? And we were like, like we don't really know. Like that's something that we're still reading about or whatever. And then
You should have done what I do.
Uh-huh.
Good question, Mom.
Well, you were there when she asked, and you were like, no, we don't know. And I was like, some sort of treasure or whatever, probably. Yeah, so like, you know, a week or two passed, and I was having lunch with them one day, and I was asking them, because they're going to take a trip to Mexico, and I was asking them, oh, so when are you planning on leaving? And my parents were like, oh, we're not really sure like when or like how long we're gonna stay there. And I was like, okay, I just, wanted to know. And then my mom's like, well, I'm just gonna go to Mexico and like find the One Piece. And if it's more than $50,000, then I might come back. If it's not more than that, then I'm gonna stay over there. And then I was like, wait, what? So I was like out of like left field for me for her to like actually bring up the One Piece. And I was like, oh, she remembered. So I was really proud of my mom for that. Anyway, that's a side story. Okay, let's see.
Side tangent.
My next thing is that, okay, so we probably like talked about this like at every single episode, but like Luffy's like blind trust in people just makes them be good people. You know what I mean? He's like he has like a sixth sense of who is good people, and then if that person says, yeah, I'll help you, or yes, I'll do this, then Luffy's like, all right, I know you'll do it. But like he has like, there's no like black, like it's black and white for him. Like, yeah, he'll do it. Like there is no.
He has this trust in people that makes you believe in yourself, even if you don't.
Yeah, because there were so many instances where like people were like, yeah, what if I backstab you? And they said like, you won't, you said you're gonna do it. And then people were like, I guess I gotta do it now, kind of thing. And I'm like, damn, that's like a powerful thing. And I am gonna like go off on a limb and say that that's probably like a superpower that's even more powerful than his gum whatever superpower he has, because I like that one.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's the ability to attract other people, to have this magnetism of a true king.
Not necessarily a true king, but just a true leader in general.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what I thought was so funny? Because, okay, so we're getting to the part where, like, Luffy goes to, like, he's in the prison, like, looking for Ace, right? And then he comes across Buggy. And then, you know how, like, I guess the way you measure how strong the pirate is by how much their bounty is, right? And then like in this one, like Luffy just flat out laughs at Buggy for like he not being strong enough. And I was like, bro, like a couple of arcs ago he was like way strong, man. But all of a sudden, like,
yeah, but that was like a week ago.
That's just kind of like hints at like Luffy's sense of like time. Because okay, do we know like how long it's been since Luffy like set out to be a pirate up to this point?
I think there is a time between him leaving and him going shipwreck and hiding inside a barrel, and we don't know that time. And if we do, I don't pay attention.
Because I'm like, okay, at this point,
like
it just seems like
3 months.
What?
Like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. Like it just doesn't seem like very long, and he's just like leveling up like there's no tomorrow.
I know, right? That's what makes it so insane. That's what makes their adventure so insane. Once you kind of like zoom out time-wise, you see that all of this happened relatively shortly, and that is insane.
Well, you know, the thing that I want to address is
Go on.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Anyway,
You don't say.
point being, my next thing is just says, my next now says Luffy getting teams. Oh yeah, because he just like randomly came across Buggy, and who was the other guy that was with him? The candle making guy. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Mr. 3?
Yeah, like he's just kind of like, oh hey, I know you guys. You're part of my team now. You're my crew. Like, help me get to where I need to go. And then they were like, no, we're trying to escape. We're trying to go in the opposite direction of where you're going. Like, what the heck? But he still got them to help. At least for a while.
So much. I think his name is like Galdino or something like that. I don't know. It's weird.
Ooh, a name you don't know. How does it feel, David, huh? Are you a true fan, not knowing the names? What is this?
I have ADHD,
Hey,
and you couldn't name the guy you just met this arc.
shut up.
Not the same. It's not the same.
Exactly the same. Every bit the same. And okay, so there were a couple of like monsters that sort of like appear, or like I guess characters, whatever, that sort of appear on this arc that got me thinking about like like Greek mythology monsters and stuff. Or no, yeah, because they kind of look like them, right? And then I was like, do we also
Ooh.
get like a chupacabras like later on? Because that would be cool.
Dude, a chupacabra devil fruit?
Well, but what would it do?
It will suck goat blood. What else? It's not that complicated. Come on now.
That's
It's in the name.
that is the
Chupacabra.
lamest thing. No, I was talking about like a
Sucker.
character that kind of looks like a chupacabras, or like visit an island that was like full of chupacabras or something. Like that would be cool. I think. Cause
They have to go to indigenous Mexico.
bro, but like that's kind of like the one character from like I guess my childhood that I would be okay seeing. But like if they came up with like La Llorona, or like the I guess like the crying lady, the weeping lady, I would be like no, because she's scary, and I'm like no. Chupacabras, okay, I don't believe that. La Llorona, that's scary. Please don't include her in the One Piece universe.
Or should they?
No, they shouldn't.
Well,
All
whatever.
right. Well, it'd be cool
Moving
to see
on.
Chupac-
What's next?
I was moving on. Don't hurry me up. I'll slow down. Oh, okay. Like, okay. This happened from like, cause my first sort of view of Garp was through the live action, right? Like when the whole thing was revealed that he was like, what's his name's grandparent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it was just so funny because there's this one thing where like some of his coworkers are basically like yelling at him because his grandson is like really cool. Whether he was, I can't remember if it was Ace or Luffy. I think it was Ace. But yeah, they were yelling and he was like, "Oh, why your grandson's gotta be like this?" And then he was like, "Yeah, that's my grandson." And he's like just all proud of him. I thought that was hilarious.
He do be like that. He's a very supportive grandpa.
He is. I cannot get enough of like sort of like their dynamic because he's almost in a sense, well, they are on opposites like side of the law or whatever, and they're still both pursuing their dreams. And I just love the fact that he allows them to do that. You know, he's not like forcing them to like stop being pirates or join the Navy. He obviously he wants that, but he realizes that that's never gonna happen, and he's like, okay, you go out there and be the best pirate you can be. You know, and know that you.
As long as you understand one thing, son. Freedom. Freedom for everyone.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't know. He's a really cool grandpa. Okay, so we kind of got a little bit into Ace's backstory. And I want to know more about his mother.
That'd be nice, huh? I would too.
Oh no. That's one of the responses where you're like, we don't know anything. You're never gonna know anything. And I'm like, but why?
That would be cool if we knew more about anyone's mom. That'd be so
That's true.
chill.
Okay, so at this point, I don't really like, care, I guess, about Luffy's mom. It would be interesting to know more about her. But is this like a kind of like a recurring theme? It's just like all fathers that appear in this? Like, does
This is something that Oda does on purpose because he equates like a mother to be warm and like safe. So why would you leave a warm, safe place, you know?
yeah, but can we at least know if they're like dead or something? I mean, we eventually find out that Ace's
That'd
mom
be
is
nice.
dead. But like, okay.
Oh yeah, no, she fucking bit the bucket as soon as he popped out.
Bro, like I'm like totally skipping over my notes, but then they were like, "Oh yeah, no, she kept you in her womb for like a year," and I was like, "Okay."
22 months.
I was like, "Okay," because that happens
All the time, yeah.
only in One Piece.
Literally only One Piece.
Okay, so I thought, I don't know if this is just me or not, but I thought the prison was sort of designed like hell is designed in Dante's Inferno, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
Where like there's
that is a really good thing that they did, and I can't remember where he met Bon Clay at, but it was like in the deeper parts, wasn't it?
um, I thought it was like a level
Or was it
2
still in the
or level
surface-ish?
3.
Was it level 3?
I want to say,
I thought it was a little bit later.
was it the hot level? I thought it was a
I
hot
don't know.
level.
Was it? You read it?
Freak! I didn't write that down. I remember. Um. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool, but then again, I'm like, really, like another like example of the government being evil, because they're just basically torturing people where they have different levels. Like I understand, like because some of them have like devil powers or whatever, they need like specialized, I guess, treatment or whatever. But like, there's a whole bunch of, um, it's just like, no, it's just messed up. Like there's one like the starvation level, or the level where they're just being like frozen to death, or like, like not boiled life, but like where it's like really hot. Like, no, that's sick and wrong, dude. No, 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 no.
And now you know why we don't like the government at all to that much.
Okay, going on to funny lols, because it's sad. This is supposed to be entertainment, and I know it's One Piece, so like it kind of deals with like real life things, but let's not, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of videos talking about that. Let's make this a bit lighter. Let's make fun of that one other guard that kind of looks like a pharaoh, and how he hates his job, and he's always mumbling that he wants to be the warden, but he's kind of sucky at his job, and like he just could not, like he is, I feel like, the definition of like, I don't get paid enough for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was like, no, 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 no. Just please stop, or at least do it better. Come on, man.
Yeah, I just thought like okay, so I thought he was just kind of like an incompetent, like bumbling fool, but towards the end he showed a little bit of like, oh yeah, I guess if he wants to, he can be good at his job, but he still sucks. And I just think it's hilarious how he's just like, I'm gonna be the warden, I want to be the warden.
No, if I remember, I think it was the only reason why everything was working without Magellan around. Because remember, Magellan was eating poison because he feels like it, even though he's not immune to poison, he still eats it. And because of that, he ends up having to use the restroom 24/7. And so the only reason why the prison works as well as it does, it's because of the Sphinx guy.
But I thought he was like, I thought the explanation was that Magellan would accidentally poison his food by touching it, and then if he ate it, like obviously like it was poisoned, kind of like a King Midas kind of thing, where like everything he touched turned to poison.
Nah, he likes eating poison like a dumbass.
Oh my god. Okay, now I have less respect for him. Like he's so dumb. What the heck? But also kind of smart,
Yeah.
because he's like avoiding doing his job but still getting paid for it and getting all the recognition.
Like, he, despite the fact that he does that, he's still a really competent person. If he didn't eat the whole poison for funsies, then he would be running Impel Down way more smoothly. And here's a huge note: Luffy never beats this guy. He only manages to ever survive him.
Well, that was like one of my notes, and I'm like, how did you even fight that guy? How did you defeat him? Because most of the other devil fruits that we have sort of like come across, I mean, obviously, other than drowning him in seawater or whatever, that's a given. But like, I'm like, most of the other devil fruit eaters, they have like a major like downside to whatever power they have. But this guy, he's just poison. And like the poison doesn't kill him, it just gives him the runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like him. Moving on to characters I actually do like. So When I first started reading, I think it was the Arabasta arc, David was like, Bon Clay is so awesome. And I was like, okay, David. And now I'm like,
Barclay is the king slash queen slash they them
they
something.
are so awesome, bro. I could not, like, the whole
Oh
time,
my
Bon
god.
Clay was like, I can't even sit still in my chair right now. He was just, they were just like, all over, I'm getting you to see Ace because that's what you want to do. I'm gonna make sure I stay up even though I'm like super injured to make sure that you survive your injury so you can go and see your brother. That was fucking epic. It's just
And he
so
just
cool.
sacrificed himself so easily, and then I was like, oh my god, but why though? And
Bro,
he's like,
at the
for
end he
friendship, and I
stayed
was like,
behind, and
you
I was like, bro,
fucking queen.
I was like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, because he was just so, they were just so cool. Like throughout the whole arc, they like really stepped up, and it was like,
Just like supporting Luffy, and like, what was it? He was, or they, god, it's really hard, huh?
yeah.
They were really just cheering for Luffy when Luffy was inside the thing getting depoisoned.
Just throughout the whole thing, bro, they were just like, because like there were, I feel like there were times that even Luffy was kind of like, oh, this is hard, man. But then Bon Clay was like, nah, dude, come on, let's go. Like, we're gonna do this. And I was like, yeah, hold on, my mom's calling me. Yeah, so throughout the whole thing, I just he they were just amazing. And I was there for it, for all of it.
Oh,
Okay, this was one of the
hell yeah.
arcs where, no, my turn to talk. Shh. This was one of the
Never.
arcs where I was like, I need more of this. Like, where's the rest of this arc? Why is this over? I was sad. It's not okay.
There's a little bit of that and a little feel of. Wait, did you ever feel like they weren't going fast enough or like the time pressure was on? Because they were so close to Ace for so long. And then like Ace kept just being taken away just ever so slightly away from him.
Okay, so it might. Okay, so I had a different experience than you did, obviously, because I was able to just binge it. I don't think you were able to do that, or I don't really know if you were able
Oh
to.
yeah, I was.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe other people didn't, and so my experience is a little bit different. So, because I just binged it in like, I think, a day. Because normally by a certain time of like afternoon I will stop reading, but in this one I was like, no, I freaking need to find out right now. Because like, I think I started reading it as soon as we finished recording the other one, because it was like, oh no, I like, it was so interesting. um but yeah, and I always thought that like prison breaks or like prison entries like movies are like really cool, like, spy movies. That's my things. I really liked it, and I think the pacing was relatively done well enough, because I was like, oh my gosh, yes, they need to rush, but my anxiety wasn't like overpowering for them, where I was still kind of like interested. I wasn't like, oh, this is taking so long, or like, why are they like just talking about this other thing. It was like, I mean, there was like a brief moment or two where they would just kind of like stand there and chat, but it was kind of like either some sort of funny situation happening, or it was they were trying to figure out how to get to the other side, or what was happening, kind of thing. So to me, it didn't feel like it was dragged out, and I think it was only like 4 volumes or something like that. So it was really, really fast.
It felt fast, but at the same time, you were like, "Go faster! Ace is almost there!" Oh my god, bro! At
Okay.
least when I read it, I always had that like taking feeling of I need to read faster to save Ace. I know that's not how that works, but you know.
Well, I kind of already knew what the fate of his life was gonna be, so I was just kind of like, at least I wanted them to be able to like have a conversation, bro. Because when he was talking to his grandpa, I was like sad. Like, I didn't read the conversation. I just saw them like across from each other and the bars in between them, and I was like, bro, that's sad. That's so sad.
Yeah. And all he wanted to do, and all that Garp can even do, was sit right next to him throughout the entire time.
I know. That made me cry a little bit.
So
Let's
sad.
talk about something funny. um, Wait, did the prison guards have like little devil tridents?
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny, and then like the beast,
Everything was like health themed and everything.
yeah, like the jailer beast, they have like their own sort of like different personalities and stuff. I thought that was like so funny. Again, like half of my notes are like mad respect for Bon Clay. Bon Clay is so cool. Way to go, my bro. Like that's like most of my notes are just about how cool I think he is. But you know who else is cool? Jinbei.
Who?
Jinbei.
Yeah. Jinbei love.
Yeah,
bruh.
I was like,
Jinbei's one of my
yo. At first, I was like, oh, it's kind of like he's just kind of there, and then I was like, whoa, like when we got more of his like backstory, like why he's there and stuff, and I was like, yeah, yeah, I like you.
Yeah, no, Jinbei is one of my favorite characters because he has that big brother energy, bruh.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Dude. Um,
Yeah.
you know how there's the one character who's like always drinking wine out of this fancy glass and kind of looks like Cruella de Vil?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember their name, though.
Neither do I. But I was like, wait a second. Because there was this one thing, I think Bon Clay and Luffy were both sort of like half dying, and then they were like being attacked by like the wolf thingies or whatever they were, and then he like
Yeah.
Luffy just looked up. Did he use Haki to get rid of the wolves, or was it the lady who like, or the character who just like shoot them away for somehow?
It is implied that it was Luffy.
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah. Luffy's the GOAT. Greatest of all time, son.
Okay, so this character arc was like 4 volumes, but so much was happening, bro. There's so many new characters that were introduced, and most of them were freaking epic. Okay, we got Jinbei, Bon Clay. Okay, but Bon Clay was already like introduced, but he was like the shining star throughout this whole thing. And then
Yes,
we
they
got
were.
the queen, bro. We got the queen. And then my thing is like, wait, what kind of power does the queen have? And then later on it was answered, it's the hormone fruit. And I was like,
That is such a
okay.
trans fruit. It is amazing.
At first, no, okay, when they was first introduced, I was like, okay, like what are you gonna? And then they were explaining that, oh well, like I can do this thing with the powers, and I was like, actually, that is super cool because she can like speed up your like metabolism, or like you like your healing, like just a bunch of things that you can do to like I mean, as long as that it's like a hormone driven thing, you know what I mean? Because if you sucked at biology, you wouldn't be able to do much with your power, would you?
Yeah. No, I think you can still like instinctively understand the power a bit. You just have to experiment for a while.
Yeah, but this is for you and everyone else that's listening to this, the 3 people that listen. Human experimentation, not good. Don't do that.
I mean, on yourself, fool.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's what Eva did. Eva probably like poked themselves a lot to turn themselves into like either male or female, or get a bigger head or tiny feet or whatever.
today I did not plan on talking about this topic because, again, it's been a couple of weeks since I've read it. But I think it's an important thing that we have recently, just the last couple of years, has been more discussed in the media. And I think it's getting a bit more recognition, which I think it's good. Some states, not so great, steps that have been taken to this. But I wanted to talk about gender because
Gender.
I have two quotes. I lied. Three quotes. No, actually, it's two quotes. The other one's not a quote, it's a mark for some reason. It's a mark on my penmanship. Not great. So the first quote was from Queen saying, "Man or woman or both, be whatever you want to be." And I just thought that was a simple yet so difficult to accomplish. It's like simple sort of advice, solid advice as well, but it can be very, very difficult to accomplish, because even someone who is heterosexual might find it difficult to express themselves and be comfortable in expressing themselves. And I cannot imagine what it's like for someone who is in the midst of questioning their gender, or in a place where they don't really have the support from their family or friends when they essentially decide what gender, or what sex they prefer or they want to be. And I didn't want this to be like a very difficult thing, but this is something that I wanted to call attention. So earlier today, I asked David, I wasn't actually sure if, wait, what's the name again? The queen? Ivankov?
Ivankov?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, wait, I don't know if that character went by she or he. And then we were like, oh, just to be on the safe side, go by they. And even for Bon Clay, I think you guys heard us sort of like struggling to stay with the they. And that's something that sort of like I feel like it was maybe around our generation where we started hearing more about like pronouns and stuff. And not that everybody did like quickly accepted, but it's something that maybe the millennials and Gen Zers are more used to than other generations. And even then we still struggle. I'm not an expert on this. I've studied a little bit and I want to become more informed, which I highly encourage everyone to be sort of aware of these things and ask questions. If you know someone, or if a friend comes to you and says something about them questioning their gender or their sexual orientation or something along those lines, ask questions and ask how they want to be addressed. Like, it is something that we will need to get used to. I mean, if it's hard for us, I cannot imagine how hard it is for the person who's actually going through that,
Oh, absolutely.
David, give me more meat, please.
I feel like I can't really speak upon this because I'm not well informed enough to be able to give a good enough explanation. But from what I've seen and what I feel, I think it's difficult for people who only know one thing as their entire lives to change the idea that we are malleable, even though they've been told their entire lives that we are not. But let's face it, we kind of are.
Well, this whole idea of just understanding the gender is on a spectrum. It's not a this or that. It's more of a spectrum, right? Because again, like I mentioned,
Yeah.
even if you are heterosexual, which I am, and I'm presenting as a woman, and I go as a woman or by she and her. But there's a lot of things that are sort of, I guess, attributed to that gender that I'm not necessarily like that, or like certain behaviors or whatever that I prefer that are seen as more masculine than feminine. So it is more like a spectrum. Not everyone is the same. Everybody falls like within like a different, you know, point in that spectrum. So that's just and I think I wanted to sort of like reinforce what you said. Neither of us are experts. We don't really understand this enough. But this is more of a, hey, if this is you, if you're going through something like this, then reach out to people. Find a community of people that are supportive of you, of your changes, and can give you more of an explanation or can share their experiences with you. If you have a family member or a friend or a coworker or whatever who is going through that, then ask questions, like be there for them. Maybe do a little bit of research. This is a really difficult topic to discuss, and it's even more difficult to experience. And so this is, again, this is just kind of more of a heads up or a reminder, that it's okay when things change. You know, it's not gonna be the end. That person is not gonna like radically change who they are as a person. It's just maybe they'll start to dress differently, or, you know, use a different words when they speak, or, you know, have different habits, things that are natural for them, or maybe they're just testing out the waters kind of thing. But it's not necessarily bad. And I think both, again, David and I share a brain cell, so I think both of us are men or women, or both. Be whatever you want to be, and we kind of stand behind that.
And remember, change takes time for you and for them. It's going to take a while for you to understand what it really means to go through this process. And if you are the one going through this process, it's going to take some time for people that do care about you to change along with you.
Yes, I second that. And I think it's very important too to not start pointing the fingers and blaming people, because then things just get even more complicated, right? This isn't something that the person who is going through the change is doing on purpose to like mess up your life or whatever. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I love the fact that this was here. And again, I'm a quotes person. I love this quote. And I feel like it is a good way to sort of like get the conversation started, right? And this is basically what this is. I'm not gonna go into like, you know, starting psychoanalyzing people, or like doing therapy during this podcast, because one, I'm not getting paid for that, and two, it's kind of impossible to do that unless I start doing therapy to David, and no thank you. Again, not getting paid for it. But I thought it was like a great
I'm not going to pay you.
exactly. And again, it's just a great thing to open up the conversation, right? About topics like this. And that's why I love it. Okay, let's see. Oh, the other quote, here it is. Oh, no, it is. Oh, no, it is 2 quotes. I was right. It is 3 quotes. Okay, David, ready for them?
All right, let's go.
I won't waste my time saving fools who can't save themselves.
That sounds something that Luffy would say.
No, it was the queen who said it. But
Eva.
yeah. But again, well, I mean, it's probably something that like Luffy would be behind it. But I just love that fact that it's like they were like, well, I'm gonna help you, because you both showed like so much concern for each other and wanting the other person to be okay, right? Like Bon Clay was like, you have to do everything in order to save Luffy, and Luffy was like, I don't care about myself, you have to do everything to save Bon Clay. Like I love that. And I think Eva saw it and was like, all right, I'll help, because clearly both of you want to survive and want to help yourselves, but you care more about your friend than, you know, helping yourself. It's not like you're just in it for yourself kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the other thing was the other quote is miracles only happen to those who never give up. And I really like that one as well because this is basically Luffy's life story. He just never gives up, whether it is on like
He just doesn't stop.
yeah, whether it's like believing in people or like going after his dream or helping other people chase their dreams or like forming friendships, he just doesn't give up on them, you know? And I really like that. And again, for me, these two quotes were like a reminder of you have to help yourself, right? It kind of starts that way. However, there are situations where it's kind of hard for us to help ourselves. So we do depend on another person helping us until we were able to start helping ourselves, right? And this is kind of what happened in this place where like both Bon Clay and Luffy were like half dying. And then if it wasn't for like Eva intervening, then probably both of them would be dead, you know? But once they were well enough, then they started helping themselves and also each other.
Yeah, and neither of them quit because like they pushed each other to be able to continue on even when they couldn't. How Bonclay would literally drag Luffy, and then when Bonclay was out, Luffy would be the one to step up to the plate. They just never gave up on each other, which gives the most powerful lesson. Surround yourself with people that are willing to push you forward.
Yes, I second that. And my next quote is Luffy's real power is honesty and finding and making allies. That's basically what we were talking about before, but I believe in even more now because, see, I mean, it's just like every thing that happens, it just keeps reinforcing that idea of he has so much leadership, like innate leadership potential, that he'll just make friends anywhere. But it starts with him being honest about things, right? About whether or not he believes in them or just being there to support them, kind of thing, like how we were talking about. Because I don't know who started it. I think it was it. I think it was Bon Clay, but Bon Clay was fighting Sanji, right?
Yeah, during Alabasta.
Alabasta, yeah. Yeah, and then after that he was like, oh yeah, I like you, I want to make friends. And then I was like, okay. And then everybody was like, yeah, we will be your friends. And then I was like, okay. But like one of them had to make like the first step to do it, you know, but they both kept at it. And I love that so much. And that's how you make a relationship work, you know, like keeping at it. So yeah, words of affirmation to use in your everyday life. Be like Bomb Clay and Luffy. Never give up. Look for the miracles and support each other. Believe in your friends. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Use all of them. They're all
Believe in
good.
your friends. Believe in yourself. Believe. But don't forget the most important action. Actually do something about it. Just believing doesn't always work. You have to stand up and go.
Well, I mean, save yourself, right? Again, words from Queen Eva. Can't waste time helping people who can't help themselves or aren't even willing to. Just the part being, does the Navy know who they... wait a second. Oh no, the Navy did know because eventually got revealed who Ace's dad was, right? And when they were about to execute him,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, past that because it was answered later on. Oh, the snip snip fruit is so cool. And I was,
It really is, right? It treats anything, all material, like cloth,
yeah, and I was like, bro,
including.
I can't, like, you can't just reshape your house any way you want, dude. All the time. Without having to hire anybody to do it for
Kind
you.
of, but yeah.
That would be so cool.
You have to segment your house like blocks, and then you can shift it around.
Oh, okay, conspiracy time.
Conspiracy!
Bro. So, okay, you know how in the live action we saw Crocodile or a character that supposedly is Crocodile, and then the queen knows
Yeah.
like a secret the Crocodile is like not willing to like reveal or whatever. So did the queen change his gender? Sex.
It is the biggest theory in One Piece, and it's all but confirmed from Oda himself.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because remember, Oda picked the actors to be in the show, and he also changed the show to fit what he needs. And there is a scene when Roger's getting executed and they start panning all over the place to kind of give you hints of characters. There is a character with a like tan skin, black hair, and I think they had like a bit of black and gold, much like whom? Crocodile.
Oh,
But
I
this
zoned
person
out
was
for a
a
second.
female.
I'm sorry. That's what we were talking about. I was
Wow.
sorry. I was reading my other notes and tried to
So
decide.
there was Lady Crocodile on in the live action show,
Yeah, that's what I saw.
and I didn't notice it on the first pass.
Okay, honestly, well, I didn't recognize anybody because I've only read the manga, so like I didn't really do the translation into like, oh, this character is this because they have this color hair or whatever. Because in my perspective, they all are black and white. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so in this one, I feel like okay, yeah, I'm kind of yeah, I'm behind that theory too. At least up to this point, that makes sense. You know. I want to know more about it though.
Doesn't it? It's a little too hard to refute, isn't it?
Yep. Okay, my other thing is
God, I wish I can reveal the second half of this theory,
what?
or at least the second, because I have a second half to this theory, and I don't want to talk about it yet until you start noticing certain events happening.
Oh, okay. That's one of the hard things about.
So later, I will be able to tell you.
Oh, that's one of the hard things about like doing this, you know, like arc by arc, because then we can't like talk about everything we want to talk
so
about.
hard.
We have to censor ourselves so much, but not me, because I'm just reading. I don't know anything.
No, you're fine.
But I really do hate not being able to like talk to the One Piece fandom like online or be a part of it, because then I get like, you know, like spoilers, and then I'm like, oh. So I'm trying really hard not to, but I already got like a major one. I know that Ace dies anyway, which is so sad. Like when I was reading it, I came up to you and I was like, bro, he's gonna die. Like he doesn't have any descendants. And I'm part of me is like, come on, Ace, you have a kid somewhere that you don't tell anybody about. Your descendants need to like keep on living, you know?
There is the light novel about Ace's past.
Does he have a kid though?
No.
Have you read it?
No.
Then how did you know?
But if he did, then a lot of people would be going apeshit over it.
See, that would be so cool.
But no.
I know. Oh, you know what I want to know? How does the death wink work?
What?
The death wink? That
No, the death wink?
Yeah. How does that? What?
Eva winks really, really hard with their big ass head and the enormous eyelashes.
Okay. And why she uses
That's it.
haki?
Probably.
David, that is the lamest explanation. Make it interesting.
No.
Wait, but is it ever explained later on, or is it just me that I kind of missed the explanation or something?
Just assume if it's an attack that flies out, it is very strong. Listen, man, I have nothing other than that. Good luck with that.
Okay, you're gonna have to remind me of some of these things because I don't really remember. Hey, I just thought it was hilarious. This is just a really quick aside. I thought it was hilarious that they basically turned Sanji into one of the girls in whatever island he like landed. That was hilarious.
Yeah. At some point, they were all chasing him, and then Sanji's like, "No, never!" And then later on, he's all frolicking with them.
Okay, so my other note is like Luffy's punch to the black bear was really satisfying, and then an aside was like, he was the guy that helped Luffy to Sky Island, and I'm like, what? Who am I talking about in here? David, help me. Who's the black bear?
Wait, what the fuck? Who are you talking about? Black bear?
Wait, did I mean to say black
You mean Black
beard?
Beard? Wow. Come on now.
Even in my notes, I make no sense. Oh my gosh. I think it is Blackbeard. I just
Bruh,
freaking
I'm the
hate
one
him.
that's supposed to make no sense. What's up with this?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, nobody likes Blackbeard.
I was like, bro,
Except for his fans.
my thing is like, I don't like him. And I was like, wait, the real life Blackbeard, he was actually kind of nice, wasn't he? Because I remember like before I was reading that, I saw like a video on him, like YouTube, of course. And they were like, he was actually like, he would freed slaves, and he was like, he dressed like really creepily, but that was just kind of like a status thing to like make people fear him and take him seriously or whatever. But he was actually like helping people. He wasn't like
Yeah,
completely
no, he's
evil,
a pretty
like
cool guy.
like
Always getting rid of slavery and what have you.
yeah, like just
Chill dude.
yeah,
If
just
it wasn't for all the pillaging and murdering.
just this Teach guy. I'm like, you don't deserve to have the name Blackbeard, bro. You are way worse. Oh,
But Blackbeard is supposed to be like infamous, so they're using that infamy with
I
Blackbeard.
guess. Yeah, I can see that, but still, nah. I don't like it. I don't like Teach.
Ooh,
He's lame.
spooky,
Even his
scary
name is
Blackbeard.
lame. Teach. Huh. um,
Wow.
bro. Thick layer of makeup for the win. I am so glad that Eva survived because, like, they were so cool, and I was like, you can't just die. Like, you were just introduced, dude. You can't die. So I'm glad.
Yeah.
All right.
Eva lives for a while. Remember, when they introduced themselves, they said that they were part of the Revolutionary Army.
Yeah,
and
I
they
know.
stationed themselves there.
He knows his
knowing
dad.
this. Yeah, and then when Luffy went like, "Oh, you mean my dad?" and then Eva was like, "Oh yeah, your dad." Wait, your dad?
Yeah, I love that. Like, just
everybody
everyone's
loves
like
their
that. I liked it in the manga when Luffy was like, I just sort of assumed I didn't have parents, and I was like, what the heck? Like, we just spawn out of nowhere. What the freak, dude?
Well,
He just never really cared.
He might as well have.
Well, yeah, I guess. At this point, I'm willing to believe anything, bro. No.
Well, yeah, I mean,
No,
kinda,
no,
yeah.
let me take that back.
Kinda
It's
have to.
not that I am willing, it's that I'm too deep in this fandom to not believe anything at this point. If you were to tell me that Luffy just basically like divided himself and created like a clone of himself, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that tracks. Makes sense. All right. Don't need to know anyone. Moving on.
Yeah. If he just separates via osmosis, I would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh my god.
I knew he could do something like that.
I already did that disclaimer for Bon Clay, where like you were like, yeah, Bon Clay's awesome, and I was like, all right, David. I actually wrote on my notes, Bon Clay, sorry for thinking you were weird.
Yeah, you better be sorry. Apologize.
I am sorry.
Queen.
I am sorry. And I will never think, I mean, I still think you're weird, but I will love you anyway. You be as weird as you want, Bon Clay. You're still... I was gonna be like the man, the queen, the king. You are still the bomb, Bon Clay. Okay, this got me like super weirded out, and for some reason I started thinking that Buggy and Shanks were like biological siblings. For some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know. Maybe they have chemistry or something like that.
Oh, okay. You know how, like, I was like, okay, so Luffy has that, like, extra power of, like, or his real superpower is actually just making a team out of, like, random people he finds along the way, even if they were used to be enemies,
Yeah.
right? But then I was like, you know, Buggy reminds me of that lizard guy in the, that one time I reincarnated as a slime anime.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's just like, Buggy brags. He's a bragger.
He's so
but
dumb.
he's so scared of everything.
And he also fails upwards. And that's what Buggy does too.
What do you mean?
They fail upwards. Every time they try to do something, they fail, but they somehow are able to get a win out of it.
Yeah.
Like how
Like the lizard
Yeah.
guy.
Somehow Buggy became part of the Seven Warlords or something like that.
What? He was part of the Seven
What?
Warlords?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, you little spoiler! You heard it here first, you guys. David spoiled it for me. It was all because of David.
Hey, can you quickly erase your memory? Just like Men in Black it. I meant to say how he got a large following from the prisoners despite him being a dumbass.
You know, he was like, oh, this is my opportunity. He's like one of those people, like an opportunist. He's like, oh no, yeah, it was all because of me. You're all welcome. I saved you all. But he didn't do anything. He was just so scared. Oh, okay. I want to backtrack something.
Shit himself.
No, wait, is it? Fact check myself. Because earlier I said that Ace's mom carried him in his womb for like 12 months. I lied. It was 20 months. Okay. No. That's a little too far-fetched, David. Luffy splitting
Like
himself like a slime
forever,
and
dude.
creating a mini clone of himself. Believable. This lady being pregnant for 20 months? Nah. I don't believe it.
It's just because you don't have the D in your name. She did.
Did she?
Yeah.
I thought we don't know anything about Ace's mom. Wait. I can't remember if her name was revealed or not. No, it was.
We'll learn her name.
What was her name again?
We'll learn it.
No, are you actually giving me time to study now?
We will learn it.
My last note. Damn,
We'll
I
figure it
have
out.
no words. Why do I have to wait to read the next arc? That's my last thing. I think
It's like, man, fuck this place.
I think I got some of it out because I immediately after I figured out that Ace's dad, like real dad, was Goldie Roger. I was like, I had a conversation with you about it, and usually we don't talk to each other about it, but I just couldn't. Like, I had to talk to someone. Like, how did you do it? Like, I want to know, like, people listening, like, how did you, like, what did you do when you first learned about this? Because I was losing my mind, and I was trying not to wake up the rest of my family members who were already like dead asleep, and David and I were like completely geeking out because I was like, I can't believe it. And then David wouldn't let me read the rest of it because I needed to record this episode first. Ugh.
Yeah.
Did you remember?
And then we waited an entire week. Ain't that cool?
Wait, was it only 1 week? It feels like it's been like 2 weeks now.
7 months.
It feels way long. It's too long. It's just way too long. We needed to just have recorded it the next day so I could continue reading. And now well, I think it's thanks to this, like, recording this episode, that now I'm like, okay, I'm ready to continue reading. Because for a while there, you know, ADHD, I got distracted with other things, so I was sort of like more, I guess, following the dopamine in a sense. I was doing other things. Loki season 2 was out, so I was doing that. And yeah, but now I'm like, yes, I have the next arc ready next to my bedside. I'm gonna start reading later today because I need to find out what happens ASAP.
Ah, hell yeah.
Okay, so I didn't think it was gonna take this long. So did you want to do like another come on, David, like, just give me 2 more opportunities to at least make it more than 1 point, so we can end this episode
Opportunity number 1.
in a good side. Oh, okay, hold on. He is
You can do this. Come on, I believe.
he's a member of oh no, I even remembered I forgot the name of the organization he's a part of. But we saw him in Water 7.
Yeah.
All his backstory and stuff. He was also in the next arc after that. Played heavily, and Luffy beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. So that's 1 point. What the name though?
Hey, I remember the other guy, the one that had the pet. His name was Iceberg. But that's not his name. I don't know. I don't know this guy's name. I remember Iceberg had a
You don't
pet
remember
mouse.
his name?
No.
Are you saying you quit?
I don't quit. I just need help. Give me a clue.
He was the main villain of Annie's Lobby.
David, I know that. I know what he did.
His name was Italian.
Italian?
Or at least sounds Italian. Yeah.
Luigi. Okay, no, that's not Luigi. No, I don't know. I don't know what his name is.
So you say you quit.
Yeah.
Loser. It is Rob Lucci.
Okay. He was one of the names where I always read it as Lucy, so in your face. That's not my fault, okay? It's not on
It
me.
literally is. And now this is like a freebie. So you better
It's Sanji. Is it
know
Sanji?
who this is, because like this is so free.
Chopper.
It's not even funny.
Usopp.
Give me
Nami.
a sec.
He's not sending anything yet. Okay.
Bam.
Croc! It's Crocodile!
Are you kidding
What?
me? Yeah. Finally.
Oh! I thought I was like, wait, did I confuse him? Like, I thought I got him wrong.
No. It's because you didn't answer fast enough, and I was like, you kidding me?
I was like, he's Croc. Honestly, I don't.
Are you sure his name is Croc?
I don't actually know his name. Like Crocodile. Like I don't. That's not his name, right?
Yeah. That's his name.
His name is
Yeah.
Crocodile.
That's his name.
Okay.
It is Crocodile.
Okay. We were just talking about him earlier, so I think that's why I remember. But yeah, he was part of Narvasta. So does that mean I have 4 points, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think.
And now this.
Are you gonna?
This is just mean. This is just me being a total asshole. What's his name?
He's a grandpa.
It's the old man that took care of Luffy. Or at least helped take care of Luffy.
Bro, I don't think I even seen him before. I don't remember him
Yeah.
appearing. Did you just send me a character that I have not even seen in the manga yet?
Literally first chapter, Lise.
I don't remember him.
Part of Luffy's backstory.
I don't remember him.
He's there.
Wow, I don't remember him.
Yep.
If I don't remember, it didn't happen.
That's not my problem. What's his name?
Dude, bro, I don't know. Bro, I didn't even remember he existed. How am I supposed to remember what his name is? What?
I'm gonna send you 3 names,
What?
right?
Okay.
I need to make
I
up
might be okay. I think I said okay like 4 times already, but I'm gonna say it again. Okay, if I have multiple choice, I might be able to do that. Maybe. It's taking forever.
These are the 3 names.
Are you gonna?
Which one's his name?
David, they all sound really weird, and
Read them out loud.
they all sound like. I mean, I'm assuming you're gonna put them up for people, right? It's Whoop Slap.
No.
What? Whoop.
I'm not.
Are you not gonna put them up for
Too
people?
lazy.
Okay, fine. So these are the 3 names that David said: Whoop Slap, Jim Hecken, and Todd Howard. I don't think it's the last one.
Okay.
I am leaning
Now it's a
towards
50-50.
Whoop Slap because it's funny.
So, is that your final answer?
Yeah. Can I call somebody?
And you would be correct!
Yay!
Oh my god! His name is Whoop Slap.
Yay!
One of the dumbest fucking names on the One Piece world.
So I don't know.
And I'm not kidding, that is his like name.
I don't know if the microphone picked it up, but I was clapping and my dog's over there sleeping and he could not care less. He didn't even look. He was not excited for me. He said like, yeah, you still are losers. You can't remember half of these people's names. Sad. But I ended the episode with more than 1 point. What's up? Yeah.
Let's go.
I would like to
the
thank
last
all
one.
the people that made this possible.
Like the Academy.
The economy. I was gonna thank Canelo, but he wasn't even grateful. No, I can't thank Canelo. Blaze is not even here. That's our other dog. I would like to thank me for at least remembering the backstories of these people and what arc they appeared in. Thank you so much, brain, and all my neurons and synapses that are working today. Thank you. All right. That's where we're gonna end the episode. Thank you so much for watching or listening to us today. Hope you had a good time geeking out with us. Please help us reach more fellow geeks and nerds by liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. And don't forget to reframe and re-enchant your life.